Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be taking a look at something a bit different. It is the Arduino starter kit for the Mega 2560 thing. I know that basically means nothing, but I'm just taking a look at an Arduino. So let's get into it. Now, for those of you who don't know what an Arduino is, this is an Arduino. It is a microcontroller, and what that means is I plug in like a USB cable, and then I can program things onto this, and this little chip here is the microcontroller, and it will tell all of these pins like when to power on and off and all that, and then I can essentially just make whatever I want, obviously with limitations, but essentially whatever I want. And it just comes in a kit with a bunch of sensors and motors and a lot of stuff. I don't know, I guess let's just go in depth on the parts and I'll show you what comes in the kit. So first up is the board itself. It's the brains of the thing. It's what makes everything work. Next up we have the LCD module. It's basically just a screen that you can program things onto. Next is the RFID module. This allows you to use a key fob and a key card and then do various things with those inputs. Next is the prototype expansion module. This, I don't know exactly what it does, but it does allow you to, prototype as it says in the title. The power supply module is what gives everything power. You can take a 9-volt battery or just a AC wall adapter and power your inventions. Next is what is referred to as the GY521 module. I don't know what it does, so have fun figuring that out. Here we have the servo motor. This is just a servo motor. I don't know, it moves in a 180 degree rotation. And then we have a stepper motor. I don't know exactly what that does, but it is a kind of motor, so just think motion. And then here we have the stepper motor driver module. This just basically allows the stepper motor to work and function as it should. Next is a motion sensor module. It's exactly what it sounds like. It will detect motion and then send an output. Now we have the sound sensor module. This just detects if there's sound. Now we have a water level detection sensor. Again, just detects the water level, I guess. Now we have the ultrasonic sensor. What this does is it sends out a sound wave and then it will bounce off something and then it will come back and it will know how far away it was, kind of like how bats see, if that helps. Next is something called an RTC module. Again, I don't know what it does. Have fun figuring that out. Next is a rotary encoder. I assume based on how far you have turned this little thing, it'll send out a different output, but I don't know for sure. Next is a temperature and humidity module, and this just measures temperature and humidity. There's an IR receiver module, which will take IR signals, and it will use those inputs to give out an output of your choosing. Next is a joystick module. It's just a joystick, it's nice and easy, and you can use it for a lot of things. Now we have a remote control. This is meant to be used with the IR receiver module to bring your inventions to the next level. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what this does. I think it's just lights, but I'm not sure. This is a 7-segment display. It's kind of like the numbers on the microwave. It's just 1 digit though. This one is just like the one before it, but it has 4 digits. So, you can display more things in only one module. This chip, it might be this one or the next one, but one of these two will control a motor. I don't know which one, but it's one of these two. Next is the active buzzer. I don't know exactly what this does, but I know it makes noise and it says active, so I have yet to plug it in because I don't want to. The passive buzzer, I think, only makes noise when you want it to. I don't know if the active buzzer is the opposite of that, but I'm going to say it is. And then this is a potentiometer. This is basically like a resistor that you can set the ohms to. You can set it from 0 ohms to 10,000 ohms. So if you need variability, here you go. Next is a 5-volt relay. I should know what a relay is, but I do not. So I hope you do. And then we have a 3 to 6 volt motor, and it comes with a fan blade. This is controlled by one of those chips I showed earlier, and you can use it to do a lot of things. Then you got a membrane switch module. This is basically just a keypad, so that's, that could be very useful. And now we have, if the controller board was the brains, this is like the body. This is what you plug everything into. It's the breadboard. It's basically allowing you to connect things without having to solder them, which is very nice because it allows for prototyping without like worrying about things not being the way you want them to, and then you have to unsolder things, waste material. That's not a worry here. Next, you got a 9-volt battery, and it has a connector clip that allows you to plug it into the power supply module. I did not use the one that came with the kit. I switched it out for an Amazon Basics one because I did not find the battery to be very high quality. But that's, the easiest one to switch out of all of these. So I'm okay with that. And then we have the AC wall adapter, it's just, you plug it in the wall and then you plug it in your power supply module and then you have power. And then here is a bunch of wires, just more than you could ever want. Just have fun trying to keep them organized, because I definitely have been. Next is a USB cable. It's a USB type A to USB type B. I did switch this part out as well, not because the one that came in the kit was not working. It just wasn't long enough for my purposes, so I switched it out. And then you have a bunch of resistors. These are ranging from, I don't know the exact range, but I know the max is somewhere around 10,000. So you got a lot of options here. Next is a thermistor. I don't know exactly what it does, but I'm assuming it's a resistor that varies depending on how hot it is. Don't know for sure, but that's my guess. Then we have a diode rectifier. I don't know what that means, and I'm going to be honest, for a lot of these, I don't know what it means. So then you have a electrolytic capacitor. Again, I should know what that is, but I do not. And then you have a small capacitor. So have fun with that. And then here you have two sizes of just varying transistors. Don't know what they do, but they are included, so that's fun. And then here we have a tilt ball switch. Now I'm assuming what it does is it's like a basic gyroscope, because there is a little ball in there, and I'm assuming on how it's oriented it will allow current to go through. Then you got a button. These are pretty self-explanatory. You press it and current goes through and your thing works. I don't know if I could explain it any better than that. And then you have 5 different colors of LEDs, You can make whatever you want with these. They're LEDs. They're kind of self-explanatory. This is an RGB LED. It has 4 prongs, and that is because 3 of those are to tell which color to turn on, and then one of them is just ground. So you got a lot of possibilities with this one. Next are 2 ceramic capacitors, 2 different kinds of ceramic capacitors. Again, I don't know what they do, but you got 2 of them. So, you got 2 different kinds, so have fun with that. And then lastly, we have a photoresistor. What this does is it will act as a resistor depending on how much light is shining on it. So if there's no light, it won't let any electric current through it, basically. But if you shine a bright light on it, your thing will work. So there is one thing I wanted to add now that I've shown off everything. As you saw, there were a lot of like small little parts. Like, you know, the LEDs, there's what, 5 of each color. You know, that's a lot of little things in this big box to get lost. But what they did was they gave you like a little box that's even like sectioned off. So that's nice, you know. That's a nice little touch that you don't really think of, but then once it's implemented, it's nice to have, you know. You wouldn't want otherwise, you know. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that. So this board, you know, it takes all the little things in the kit, and then you can program it to, you know, have certain things do what you want. But, you know, you might be wondering, like, what kind of software is it? Like, do I have to pay to use it? You don't. They actually give you a little, like, CD thing that shows you, like, everything. But since we don't use CDs anymore, they give you a link to a website where you then download the software. So I'll show you that now. So this is the software. As you can see, I've already programmed something into it. That doesn't really matter right now. It's, you know, quite simple. You just put everything you want in here, and then when you're done, you can hit the upload. And if you have your board connected with the USB cable, it'll upload all of that onto the board, and then it will do what you told it to in this program. So my final thoughts on this thing. It's an amazing kit. It comes with everything you could possibly need as like to get started. I would say it's mainly for prototyping. Like, if you're going to use this, I wouldn't recommend like soldering things together. That's how I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it to like prototype things, and then once I've found something that works, I buy those parts and then I make a final thing. But I would rather have this because I have all the parts. I got them, you know, together in a nice little kit for, you know, a cheap-ish price, and then I can just prototype without, you know, having to worry about like wasting parts. That's what I think it should be used for. If you just buy it and then make something with it, that works too, you know. You can do whatever you want with it. But, you know, I think this is a good product, and I would recommend it to someone looking to get into this, like, world of programming and robotics and, you know, all the fun stuff, you know, that smart people use. Well, thank you for watching. We got a video up here. It's a random video YouTube recommends. And over here is the subscribe button. It'd be pretty nice if you clicked it. Adios.